It's okay for you to have all kinds of feelings after this tragedy. You need to remember that you are still just as safe as ever. And most people are basically good.
Oh yeah, well, fair enough. It's alright if I pay tomorrow.
Suddenly I'm falling.
But here, I'll take what you're holding up.
I'm falling upright.
Hang on, boy, you know what?
I was falling and twisting.
How's that? Sweet bear meat.
I'm falling upright. Falling upright.
Shaking them up and shit, cold. You know how that go. Bet you can't beat the twice. You know what I'm saying? We out here on the block and shit, just doing what we do. But something in the air though. Something fucking with me though. Getting a bad vibe.
Hell's being billed as the biggest Trump protest ever, with more than 800 demonstrations expected across the country tomorrow, including here in Portland. The so-called hands-off protests are aimed at Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Demonstrators are expected to demand the Trump administration keep its hands off Social Security, First Amendment rights, and pretty much everything in between.
Then anything you say is all right.
Law enforcement found shell casings at the crime scene with the words deny, defend, and depose written on them.
Another homicide, bonafide villain with the chrome mask. I'ma stop chain spilling sake out of gold flask. Don't smash, man, color flashing with a chrome blast. Dimension X is where your soul's casted. Niggas flow trash, come clash with a titan. Swing a sword on the man, all the fans get excited. Gotta rock governments over my hands when I write it. Judge rappers, my 12-year-old clan get indicted. Snatch your sensei, caliente, no comprende. Whack rapper shots get blocked, I'm something Kimbe. Got the club going up on a Wednesday. Big dagger, make a pussy rapper menstruate. Pull triggers like tampon strings. Leave your pad all bloody, blow racks on rings. Yo, I wish a nigga would. Him hacks on things. Jim Duggan, Ben Duggan, snatch crowns off kings. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. In front of sound of things, switch the lingo. Every time I pay voucher chain, city under siege. Nigga, please, I call your bluff. Toughest buddy, lead dungarees, keep it clean, summer's eve. Turtles and rats be his pet peeve. Yo, the flow sick as Jeffrey Epstein. Throw 9 yards of hard dick in the sex vein. After MF, I gotta be the next best thing, but guess blame. London niggas say I keep my reps clean. Jet stream, Tech 9 bustin' like a wet dream. Crime rules everything around me. The bounty hunter never should've bailed me out the county. On the brink of death when they found me. Covered in blood, bad boy, nothing like Mike Lowry. The villain, super, still spitting flames like Cooper. Guns like a starship trooper. Gold chain hang, Mr. Cooper. Scoop a bad bitch in the Benz and beat that pussy to a stupor. Make you niggas highlight reels look like bloopers. Your rain on the top was short as a Oompa Loompa. You niggas niggas gon' learn to respect the throne. Shredding, doing drive-bys in the techno-drone.
From the producers of this record, producers of this record, producers of this record, producers of this record.
Yeah, the whole mass thing, really, it's a time in hip-hop where things, from my point of view, started going more to what things look like opposed to what things sound like. You know what I mean? You know, you really was going off the sound of the record. Straight skills. See, once it started getting more publicized and, you know, it started being hip-hop, started being more of a money-making thing, then you get these corporate ideas where you want to put what it looks like to sell what it sounds like. But we deal with music. So what I do is I said, all right, look, I'm going to come with the angle of it don't matter what I look like. You know, it don't matter what the artists look like. It's more what the artists sound like. So the mask really represents the whole, like, to rebel against the trying to sell the product as a human being, you know what I mean? You know, the villain represents anybody in here can wear the mask and be the villain, male, female, any race, so-called race, you know what I mean? It's about where you coming from your heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the message, what you got to say, you know?
Sounds as if you believe that slavery put a curse on us somehow.
Well, it is a curse, you know. The American sense of reality is dictated by what the Americans are trying to avoid. And if you're trying to avoid reality, how do you face it?
The truth is that the ghettos of his youth remain, gnawing at the spirit of those who live there.
If you don't know what is going on in the ghettos of this nation, in the hearts and minds of women and men you see every day, first of all, in that case, you don't really know what's going on in your own heart and mind. And you have no way of knowing what's going on in the hearts and minds of millions of people on this globe. It's a price this republic exacts. And I don't believe my countrymen anymore. I don't know you personally, but I know you historically. Swear to the freedom of all mankind and put me in chains.
Voice message system is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yo, Cam. I was just wishing you an early happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Just cause, you know, the boys gotta keep in check with each other, you know. But shit, I was just wishing you a Merry early Christmas, you know. I can't wait to see you soon, or hopefully see you soon, and hopefully all the boys will kick in and get your ticket down here. But shit, miss you, my boy.
Thanks for calling. For joining us, I'm Sharon Resolvin. It's been an amazing day, I'll tell you. Take it away, Mike.
Must be the weather. I think strange things are going to happen in the weather.
Yep, y'all know the name. Yo, make this cool jock me.
Fake records. My dog is bigger than hip hop. It's bigger than hip hop.
Propaganda. Study of history reveals a great deal of propaganda that has been used to fight wars and win wars.
That's why I'm going to vote for him. And all my friends are going to vote for him too.
Everybody likes a real American. Techniques used in many places, in many ways, are victory for government to turn millions of men to a cruel hatred of their fellow men. A victory for government. He expected perfection. For government. He raged and stormed. There's a very familiar pattern of behavior there. Things can't always work out the way we expect.
There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lifes of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he had been saving for just the right occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so goddamn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally screwed Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised.
Because you dig, as far as we're concerned in the struggle, the way we look at struggle is that this depends on the educational thing, you dig? Because
this depends on the education. Well, the whole thing.
No, but in this bill, you can form this with no education. This.
No, not the way we talk about forming. You know, right. We talking about forming it right. You know, it's not on the paper. We didn't write it on the paper.
Form it right. No education. Let me give you an example. Yomo Kenyatta formed the excellent revolution with no education. And on the end of the end saying, Yomo told the motherfucker, said, well, you know, you can educate, hate the enemy, but I'm your brother, I let him lead the revolution, now I'm on pressure. Another example, Papa Doc in Haiti. Papa Doc in Haiti hated everything white. Man, you couldn't put the white people in front of Papa Doc's face, but he moved all the white people out and he took over and be the president. Yeah, causing no education. And the people that have been educated, they said that we don't hate the motherfucker white people, we hate the oppressor, whether he be white, black, brown, or yellow.
And the game goes on eternally. Unity kept just beyond reach.
Twice as likely as white folks to be stopped and searched for drugs, even though white folks are more likely to have drugs on us on the occasions that we're searched. White folks use drugs and sell drugs at the same or higher rate than black folks and Latinos, and yet it is black folks and Latinos who in any given year make up 85 to 90% of the people who get arrested and incarcerated for a drug offense. See, people of color know that. And if we don't understand when black folks rise up and say Black Lives Matter. Well, what do you mean? All lives matter. Yes, sweetheart, I know they do. Yes, they do. That is a totally irrelevant and unnecessary point to make. You don't have to say all lives matter. We take that for granted. What we've never accepted in this country is that black and brown lives matter. You have to
talk about, like, you know, being at the bottom of the totem pole, like, you know, you put yourself in a mindset, it's like, you lower your expectations, it's like, you know, something big is always gonna happen, you know, and that's kind of the mindset I gotta keep reminding myself every day, and that's how I kind of like stay afloat in this 40-second shit, you know, whole world out here. Just another team, the bed kind of scruffy, so I refuse to cut it clean. It's dark chocolate, but it's colored green. 40 ounces, red lipstick, and yellow submarines. We redlined like tape ups. Them lady cops been flashing headlights like 8 cups. And Kirk said them hipster girls going wild, so I'm proud to say we send this shirts out of style. 70K in my inbox filled up. Firewalls, I got my empire all built up. I know Rome wasn't built in a day. I live where I lay. Roman Rolling Stone, it begins with the A. Nomadic, nomads, the flow addict. We buzzing in your ear like headphones static. Attack of the clones like drones crash landed. So I know we ain't alone on this planet. I know Rome wasn't built in a day. I live where I lay. Roman Rolling Stone, it begins with the A. Nomadic, nomads, the flow addict. We buzzing in your ear like headphones static. Attack of the clones like drones crash landed. So I know we ain't alone on this planet.
Walking down the street that way. I saw them. I said, hey, you 3 women, why are y'all walking down the street that way? There's nothing down there. And they flew away. I saw them with some birds.
Tired of this shit. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Y'all make this room shock me.
Yeah, that's your best bet, suckers.
One time we was all tripping.
It's going crazy, it's vibrating, you know what I'm saying, with the music. So it's a good way to get away. What inspires me to make music. Just being able to wake up, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's life in general, being around good people, bad people, everything.
Man, it's the loop nigga. Yo, it's the Man, it's the loop nigga. Some niggas be happening the same ass shit. Some niggas be looping up the played out hits. But that's more for me, plus the peeps I'm down with. We stop.
says, I'm not gonna let the wolf eat me anymore. If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense.
About Haywire. You know, if you've ever lived on a farm, I work a lot in the Midwest. It's important to them people there. They cut the wire that binds the hay and wonka wonka. It goes just nuts and you can get hurt with it. Things go haywire. That's what Americans like. Shit to hit the fan.
So that's my problem. I don't know if that's lack of motivation or what it is, but that's what keeps me where I'm at. You know what I mean? So it is. But hey, you know what? It's like this. You made my day, Cameron. You know, because as shitty as sometimes it seems, you know what I mean, life itself. And then when you call me out of the blue, man, it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It really is. Yeah, I get it, son. I'm not that simple guy. You know, I said, look, I look at it like this. He'll call me when he's ready to call me. You know. And that was the same. I went years without talking to my people. The only time I call my dad is when I need something. You know what I'm saying? And I talk to him for that. I really don't talk to him anymore. You know, I do talk to him, but I don't call him as often as I used to. I used to call him all the time. Hey, Dad, I need this, I need that. You know what I mean? Hey, just give me this. You know, I'm throwing his ass out. You know what I mean? I'm just, that's part of life. And I'm glad I don't do that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad would have given me anything I asked for. You know what I mean? You know, he loves me that much, and he gave me anything I asked for, even though it was wrong. You know what I mean? Even though I was going to take the money or whatever and spend it on something I shouldn't do. He still did it. You know what I'm saying? I was very lucky to, you know, there's been times in my life that I didn't think I was so lucky, but I was very lucky to have the parents that I had. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have kept my real parents probably could have kept me, and things could have been worse. You know, who knows? You know, I don't know. I mean, I sometimes I look back, I'm 50 years old almost. 50 years old, I'm like, what the fuck, man? You know, I didn't realize what's gonna happen to you to wake up and like, what the fuck? It's 50 years old, and I'm still, you know, wear my hat back there, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know, I think I'm a 50-year-old like a grandfather or that type of shit. And I don't really live with my grandfather. Maybe I do. I don't know. But I don't have any children that have children. Yeah. And then, you know, sometimes I don't speak to Austin, but sometimes, you know, I'll try to go on, Facebook, because that's the only thing I know how to do to get, like, maybe a photo or, you know, try to kind of get a glimpse of something that I can see him, you know what I mean? Maybe you know a site that he's on that I can see him, you know, like, but I don't. And so I go on shit, and they're all pictures, but I look at him and I look at myself and I see how close we're resemblance, and I look at you and how close y'all two look, you know what I mean? So I don't know why I think that, I think that just makes me feel good, you know, at times, you know. I know it's so hard to keep up with me too, because I know I change my phone so often, you know what I mean? I know you probably sometimes you call and it won't be the right number and shit. But I try to keep the same phone number because, I mean, you know, I try to reach out to you. But listen, I always tell me, hey, call Cameron, talk to Cameron, call Cameron. I will. It's just, you know, sometimes I don't know what to say, you know what I mean?
Y'all labels won't jock.